Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
On a windy Halloween afternoon, two familiar foes are set to compete for the Nassau Class B championship game. Cold Spring Harbor, they come in as the number 1 seed, beating the Carle Place Frogs twice during the regular season, but it is Carle Place with Ryan Leary back, looking to win an 8th consecutive county title. It is number 1, Cold Spring Harbor. Number 2, Carle Place. It's the Nassau Class B championship game. And tonight's title tilt is sponsored by Lifestyle Sports as well as Orlin and Cohen. Well, a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Rob Anderson. This, as we said in the open, two teams that don't need to introduce themselves to each other. Very, very familiar foes. It's a rematch of last year's county final as well, won by Carle Place by a single goal. It was a game that was supposed to be played originally last night. Smart move, certainly by Nassau County with the wind and the rain. Still win this afternoon, but no chance, we don't think, of precipitation. So an opportunity for these two teams to play their best soccer on a big stage.
Yeah, you said it, Dylan. I mean, the win might play a factor in it, but you got two teams that, again, super familiar with one another, a little bit of a grudge match. Carle Place graduated quite a few, but bring back a solid core. And this Cold Spring Harbor team feeling very, very determined that they can, this year, make the push past Carle Place. We'll hope that the wind doesn't play much of a role. Ball's got to be kept on the floor most of this one.
Let's take a look at the brackets and see how these two teams got here. Not a large bracket, certainly in Class B. So you can see on the top of it, Cold Spring Harbor, certainly of these two teams having a little bit of an easier matchup, right? Or at least an easier semifinal, we should say, 5-0. Although that is a little bit deceiving because many of their goals scored right in the second half. Evergreen really gave Cold Spring a battle for the first 40 minutes. And then Carle Place, Oyster Bay, what a incredible game that was. Carle Place winning that one in overtime. And we have some images from those games as well.
Yeah, we'll get the highlight reel. Ryan Leary in overtime. Surprise, surprise. 2 assists and the OT goal. There he is. All his. Lots of hugs. Cold Spring Harbor, 5-0 like you said. Here's one of the beauties. A header right over the Evergreen keeper off of that beautiful service. That was the first one that opened it up. And then the corner kick, of course, it's Stimfel putting it in. And the finish there off the post. They thought the defender kicked it in, but that thing was clearly going in the net. A beautiful job by Cold Spring Harbor. And although 1-0, highlight reel goals all game.
And Rob, we see the tail of the tape this year. That Carle Place record a little bit deceiving, right? Because we're used to seeing them like 17-2-2 kind of a season. We'll get more into the reasons why, but even there too, you can see it's been a struggle scoring goals this year without, of course, Ryan Leary for much of the season.
Oh, you said it. Without Ryan Leary, much of the season. But he's here. Last game of the season, he banged in one versus a team that had so much dog in them. And Oyster Bay managed to get 2 assists and a goal. Cold Spring Harbor, though, the picture of consistency. When you got a guy like Vitigliano, Stimfel, they've got scorers up top. Holtz, they've got a lot of talent that they can bang them in also. Look
at that number on the bottom. 34 combined Nassau County titles between these two programs. So let's start with Carle Place. And it's such a cliche. I hate saying cliches, but it really is true in this case. It's truly a tale of two seasons, right? It's a season pre-Ryan Leary and now a season post-Ryan Leary where he was granted the opportunity to compete in both football and soccer this fall. That decision came very late in the soccer season. He's only played a couple of games, but has made a massive impact, and also just that collective confidence of this group has really risen with Ryan Leary back.
Yeah, and Dylan, the other part is the collective aura, the mythological beast in the heads of their opponents. They're like, oh my goodness, look who's back in town. And yeah, it's been a story. Nassau County's been involved in a lot of narratives this year, and Ryan Leary's story really dominated the headlines for a long time, but he's back where he belongs on the soccer field, and might be on the way to being an all-state football player, by the way, in the meantime.
Yeah, you spoke with Connor Reardon, and you said he was the Derek Jeter. I say he's the Aaron Judge because of his size.
Fair enough.
And everything that he could bring. But either case, he's a major impact player, and as such, let's introduce those players. And on the left, Lucas Villegas maybe goes a little bit not unnoticed, right, but certainly is in the shadow of a Ryan Leary, but he's been that captain. He's been there all year. He's that steadying force, that defensive midfielder, a guy who Reardon said we'd love to see him maybe push up a little bit further up in the field and get more involved, maybe have a few more touches. Don't just go 1-2 touch, keep the ball a little bit, but these are two guys who have been big parts of a state championship run, and you know, they're looking to make a deep run this fall as well.
Yeah, there were guys that Villegas had to step in and replace. Pereira, the one that kind of floats in mind, and he has done a sensational job. Those two are like best friends, and Villegas, a soccer kid, 5 goals. He'll start getting the assists he distributes. And Ryan, we talked enough about. We know what he can do and what he'll probably do today.
So Cold Spring Harbor, they come in as the number 1 seed, 9-4-4 on the season. And yes, the Seahawks do own 2-0 victories over Carle Place. Those did come before Ryan Leary rejoined Carle Place. But listen, it is a Cold Spring Harbor team that is battle-tested, right? They've gone up against Carle Place in the championship game last year. They've had deep runs in the postseason. They're a senior-laden group as well, and a lot of times when it comes to late October, early November, it's seniors who help you win championships.
You said it, and they are a team that is loaded. And, again, we'll go back to that Evergreen game. 1-0 at the half. In the second half exploded. There was not a goal that did not look like it belonged on ESPN. They were all highlight reels. You've got a monster boot. Vitigliano, I think, is one of the guys that you have to watch for. He has been incredible all year, can't finish. And Cold Spring's ready for this one. And a windy day, they'll have to control the ball on the field, play zone to zone.
Yeah, play Seahawks soccer, and let's take a look at those two players to watch. And you did allude to them right there, right? Vitigliano, you see the numbers on the season, and Connor Sheridan as well. A different position today, Rob, for Connor Sheridan, and this is a little bit of the Ryan Leary factor, where Sheridan moving back to stopper. It's a position that he played last year as well, was further up in the field, so he and Alex Janizik will switch positions, but that will be a key thing to watch during this game today.
Not only a kid with speed, but with technical ability, and shows you what kind of a leader he is, willing to slide back and do the job, and he can put up goals and assists. Vitigliano, 13 goals, 1 assist. He's got a nose for the net. He goes one direction, and he's a finisher, a stud of a player.
It was huge in that win over Evergreen, in that semifinal win. Had a pair of goals. Josh Stimpfel had a goal and 2 assists as well, to help lead Cold Spring Harbor. So let's meet, Rob, the starters for both of these teams. First, for the visitors, the lower seed, it is Carle Place, operating out of a 4-5-1 formation with a sweeper and a stopper. You start at the left back, Aravalo, Nunez, Mehalakis, and Scotcha. That's your back 4. Left to right in the midfield, it's Lima Villegas, Costa Escobar, and Maffetone. And up front, yeah, we've talked about it a lot, but he will be a huge part of today's game. It is Ryan Leary. And in goal for Carle Place, he made his playoff debut against Oyster Bay. First-year varsity senior. It is Sebastian Reynoso.
How about Sebastian Reynoso? Look at that big smile. Not a big presence in the net as far as size goes, but he's a cat in there. .882 save percentage. And A really big win the other day. He had to go up against a tough Oyster Bay team that put a lot of shots on net. He's got hands that practically look like they have glue on them.
And the head coach of Carle Place in his 19th season, it is Connor Reardon. Carle Place through and through, a 2005 graduate. In about a week or so, maybe longer, depending on how long their playoff run goes, he's going to head over and coach the girls' basketball team this winter as well. Assistant coaches Stephen Laureano and Jason Pereira for Carle Place. Now let's meet the starters for Cold Spring Harbor. The top seed here this afternoon. They're in a 4-4-2 formation, also going with a sweeper and stopper. Left to right in the back, it's Neary, Light, Sheridan, and Chamyunk. Left to right in the midfield, LaCapra, Janizik, Stimfel, and Poles. Yes, he is the cousin of the maybe now famous Syosset goal scorer, right? Xavier Poles. Up front for Akawa and Vitigliano. And in goal for Cold Spring Harbor, he's a 2-year starter. It is Ty Donaldson. Has done a phenomenal job this year. A guy, Rob, playing with a ton of confidence.
And Ty Donaldson has size. He's a big, big body in the net. Not only can he move side to side, he gets up in the air for a big guy. 889 save percentage as well. 81 saves on the regular season. Combined with the playoff season, he's absolutely incredible. Star.
Cold Spring Harbor head coach in his 5th season. There you see Christian Lynch, a 2000 graduate of Northport, where he played lacrosse and soccer. Also played lacrosse up at Sacred Heart University. Was Eddie Muller's assistant for 10 years before he became the head coach at Cold Spring Harbor. There's a good look from field side, and you can see the wind, right, blowing through the uniforms a little bit here for the finalists here in Class B. And Rob, we spoke with both coaches leading up to this, and here's what they identified as their keys to this game.
Take a look at it here. Carle Place. Control the set pieces. Make sure that you're aware of everything. They know how to set these things up. Play their game and finish their chances. They certainly know how to finish. They got the guys up top to do it. For Cold Spring Harbor, they have to bring a lot of energy, which you know they will. Communication, essential for a team that plays defeat and win the battle of the 18s. They've got to shut down one end and get it done on the other, and they're ready for today.
They are ready for today. Carle Place is ready for today. We are ready for today as well. It's the Nassau Class B final. First kickoff when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job in exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. that brings this game to a much broader audience?
The level of detail and that you go to. I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions. I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Back at Farmingdale State College as a look at our officials for today's game. Stephen Cope is your referee in the middle. Pete Schenk, Jerry Aragamu are your two ARs, and Martin Target is your fourth official. One thing that we did notice, Rob, during the anthem is the winds. Man, the gusts are crazy. There you see the flag, 24-mile-an-hour winds. 57 degrees here, but gusts to 31. This could play a big factor in today's game, especially for the team. Right now, the advantage for the wind, that's blowing right to left. So I think that's the side Cold Spring, Carle Place is attacking first. But as we see the two huddles, on the one side, on the left, that's Carle Place. We spoke with Connor Reardon. What's the message, right? He said, listen, we talked about being here all year, about our goal to go and win another county championship. We are here. We're going to play our game, play within ourselves, play the game that we grew up loving, and just go out and have fun. Let's go out there and win another county title. And having fun is also a little bit of the message that's being sent in that other huddle as well by Christian Lynch. He said, listen, just make sure and go out and do what we prepared for. Make sure you're doing it together as a team. Communicate the best that we've ever communicated and have fun. He said, I know there's going to be pressure on you guys, but these games, they're supposed to be fun. So, and we play our best when we're having fun.
And we know we have fun up here watching it, so I hope everybody has fun today. But honestly, maybe a little optimism in there as well. You know darn well both these guys want to win this game big time. Reardon's a feisty fella. We talk about it all the time. He did say, too, that this team has adjusted easily to the addition of Ryan, that they became prepared. He feels like they're gelling and working on all cylinders, and that guys accepted new roles, which isn't easy, but they're all very happy to be in the situation they are. And for Christian, have fun, but he wants his win, especially after last year. It's like we want to get on and move to that Long Island championship, and he's very confident this is the team that can do it.
Yeah, Cold Spring Harbor, you mentioned last year, they went 10-7-1. They were the 2 seed, losing here to Carle Place 3-2 in the B final. The year before, they lost to Wheatley in the semifinals. They were the 2 seed that year as well. As the 1 seed back in 2022, they lost to Carle Place in the semifinals. And the Frogs in that game scored twice in the final 8 minutes. And even back in 2021, that was a 2-1 double overtime loss to Locust Valley in the B final. So all 20 Nassau County championships, but you've got to go back to 2009 for the last.
Well, today's the day they can do it, and as Dylan pointed out, the wind blowing really hard to the north at the backs of that Carle Place offense, and the faces of the Cold Spring Harbor offense. So they're going to need to keep that ball down. And we can't minimize, too, that the ball plays tricky things in the wind both directions. One, it can get held up kicking it into the wind, but sometimes, kicking against the wind, but rather kicking into the wind. That thing can sail, and it takes some adjustment period as well if you're offensively kicking into the wind.
We have a free kick for Carle Place right at midfield. Cristiano Costa takes it. Left-footed service, and you can see how much the wind had picked that one up. As it's now Cold Spring Harbor looking to possess. That's what they want to do. You mentioned it before, right? They want to play to ground. They want to play to feet. They want to combine. Bit of a tussle on that far touchline. Ball attempted to be served in, cleared out momentarily by Villegas. And now here come the Frogs. Leary checks to the ball, and that's a little bit of what we think will be the strategy today, right, for Cold Spring Harbor. You have attention at the front, but also in the back as well.
Well, you can see, as far as Carle Place right now, they move slowly as a unit out of the back because they know they can send it deep to Leary. And Cold Spring Harbor is going to play back, double team, triple team, whatever it is, before the Carle Place players can adjust and get upfield.
Yeah, I think we'll see Sheridan, right, as the stopper in front of Leary, and then behind him, Ethan Light. A couple of seniors who both started a year ago as well. Ty Donaldson would have hoped he would have started in this game last year and banged up and injured, and that was remember that situation too in the semifinals a year ago. They go to the third string keeper like 10 minutes before the start of the game.
Yeah, that was definitely a complicated situation for sure. And today they don't have that to worry about as the big man is in the net and ready to go and already guiding his defense, telling them where to move. He's a captain back there.
Another throw. And it's back to Leary. These become events. Driven into the box, headed cleared, but not out. And now you have a situation, especially in that part of the field, this is more dangerous than a corner kick. I think teams that face Carle Place, they say we'd rather concede the corner than a Ryan Leary throw.
Agreed. Less control on that corner than this throw.
Driven, middle of the field, and that goes over the netting. So you saw it ripple that back netting over or on the other side of the crossbar.
Not many guys from that position you like thrown into the wind. It'll sail over the net, but that one just going over looked like it might have been on target. But Donaldson doing a good job just watching it coast on by.
This ball driven on the carpet. And now here's Leary with a touch. Lays it back. And now Carle Place will look to combine. That's Gavin Lima, a sophomore in this starting lineup. Left-footed shot. Donaldson bobbles momentarily, but makes the save on Costa.
Good job by Costa, just taking that first shot, getting it on net. Again, the wind at their backs. Here's a look. And Donaldson, it's a can of corn, but good shot. Good idea. Start taking shots early.
It's another throw for the Frogs. It's out by midfield, but even there, I think if you're just in the confines of the soccer field, within the fences here, it's a dangerous one for Leary.
Well, you said if he throws him this side, it might wind up in the street or crossing the parking lot.
He plays it short to Nicky Scaccia. And Scaccia and Aravalo, a pair of sophomores as outside backs for this Carle Place team.
Yeah, they got some veterans on the team, but there's a lot of youth, both sides. On the Cold Spring Harbor side, there's the younger Julian Light. I'm a fan of the way that young man plays.
Neither team necessarily going to likely go too deep on their bench. For Carle Place, it's more because of injuries. As they've not only had to deal with the absence of Leary for much of the season, but also numerous injuries, some longer term than others. You can see how that ball just got knocked down like a windy wall. So I think it's, if you're Cold Spring Harbor, this is a tough 40 minutes for you, right? And maybe you change tactics a little bit and it's more defending, and then you wait for the wind at your back.
I agree. Contain, and then when you get the wind, start to press. And they can press. They've got some elite goal scorers on this team.
There's Sheridan. Sheridan, as we said, for a good portion of the season has played in the midfield, so he's got that green light to push forward. Great athlete, three-sport, a D1 baseball commit, heading to Stonehill.
And a pretty good throw in himself.
Yeah, this is going to be him on the ball. Drives it. Meg's his own guy, but he'll get another throw.
Yeah, that went right through the wickets of Alex Janzik, the junior. Like you said, did play stopper, moved up to the midfield now with the Sheridan tactical move.
Sheridan spins it near post, flicked on, and that goes just over the bar. First good opportunity for Cold Spring Harbor goes to the head of their junior, Alex Janizik, and it actually will be a corner. So our first corner of the game as well.
And that is textbook what you want to do. Get the throw into the big guy and have him try to get a flick on net. Stay in the six for the second chance if there is one.
And here's Stimfel. He was so dangerous as he's joined by Vitigliano here. Maybe they play something short, especially with the wind. And they will. They'll play a little bit of a 1-2. Vitigliano. Defended well.
Yeah, Scott just stayed on him and just, ran all the way up out of position with him. But, they cover each other really well back there. So Scott just stayed on him like a hawk.
Nearly an opportunity for Furukawa. That one is blocked. Loose chance in the box, and our first save is made by Reynoso.
Good save there, and if you take a look, watch Luke Poltz on the right side. He was there waiting for a rebound, but no go as Reynoso holds on to that one.
So both keepers tested early on in this one. Leary powering into the box. An important touch there by Light because the Leary locomotive was right on the tracks there. Here's Villegas. Plays it to his right to Costa. Spins to his left. Low shot was blocked in front. Rebound knocked around. There's big Justin Escobar. 6'4", 6'5". Connor Reardon called him a gigantic human.
It's about right. I mean, he's a big boy out there and a big target as they just miss him.
Yeah, Scaccia was looking his way. Furukawa trying to turn, and that was a little bit too of a positional change for him this year as there is Escobar. Takes a touch, an extra touch, and cleared. But for Furukawa, we've seen him so often be so effective wide in the midfield, which would allow Cold Spring Harbor to play more of like a 4-5-1, but we see him now joining up top with Vitigliano. Although Rio playing more of kind of a false nine, a little bit further back than Vitigliano. Battle for the ball, far sideline. And here comes Cold Spring Harbor.
I'll tell you, too, out of the gate, when you talk about coaches making decisions to fit game situations and who their opponents are, the Sheridan move looking fantastic so far. He's stepping up into everything.
Throw in for Cold Spring Harbor and for Sheridan. And this is the other part of his game, as you mentioned, right? His job is a little bit twofold today. Defend Leary and also be dangerous with these throws.
There he is. Captain taking a big throw here.
Sheridan is high in the air. Falls down. He gets the return ball. Drives it towards the goal and a diving save by Reynoso at the near post.
That was impressive. You get the throw in. The thing kind of died in the air. And then back to Sheridan. He takes a boot. That thing was tucking in. Reynoso, ranging to his right, gets his hands on it. But another good scoring opportunity for the Seahawks.
I like that battle in the midfield as well. On the one side, you've got Escobar and defending him. And this is the other part of that move. You know, the one part you have Sheridan to deal with Leary, but then also you've got Janizik to then deal with Escobar. Not as tall or wide, but a guy who could at least go for those 50-50 challenges.
Certainly can. He's big, lanky, and is the target on those throws when they're down deep.
And now he was the target on that goal kick as well. Ball will go out, and here comes a Leary throw. From this side of the field, if he gets it up into the jet stream, could put it across the street to changing times perhaps, and said he takes it short, gets the return pass. Plays it on the ground. Some room to move now for Carle Place. Maffetone, ball served in and read well by Donaldson, and it will go out for a goal kick.
Well, you talk about the disparity of their prior opponents. When you looked at Cold Spring Harbor, they dominated the possession time and obviously the scoreboard versus Evergreen. For Carle Place, they played a much filthier game, really getting in the muck with a tough physical Oyster Bay team. And the Baymen are again, physically tough. Where Cold Spring Harbor is playing a very technical game. They've got 2 shots on net into the wind. So they're doing a good job.
Nice step. That's Jaron Nunez. 2-year starter, was a fullback a year ago. And one of those guys spent a good portion of this year as part of the walking wounded for Carle Place this year. A couple of concussions he's had to deal with, but Reardon says he's been our glue. So Escobar exits.
And you said a couple of concussions. You're not kidding. He had 2. That's tough to recover from and get back on the field in a fall season.
Leary sends it into the box, where it bobbles momentarily. Out but not cleared. Leary gets the ball. Little shoulder barge, and he will win a dangerous throw here.
Villegas had a good look there on that one, and you can bet they're going to look to set him up again here if Leary doesn't just throw it right on the net.
That's what he did in the first one from pretty much this vantage point. So Donaldson's got to be, dare I say, Leary here. Looking for the head of Maffetone, cleared out to midfield. And now an opportunity maybe for a counter for Cold Spring Harbor. Again, they're just trying to keep everything on the ground into the wind. Now a chance to attack space. Costa trying to play a little bit of a 1-2, it looked like, with Lima. And it's sent downfield by the Seahawks.
Well, you mentioned the conditions yesterday that pushed this game today. Suffolk County played 2 games yesterday. Spoke to a couple of people on that side of the fence, and they said it was like unfair and brutal that you've got to play a playoff game in those conditions. And here, just the wind is the factor, but Nassau County doing a really good job moving the game the next day.
But I think especially, too, that it's it's a final. Like, you want a final to – you don't want conditions to play a big role. Now, the wind will, sure, but at least you don't have the rain and the winds combined together. So it's a free kick here for Carle Place. There's Costa, drives it with his left into the box, looking for Leary's head. That's a good target man to finds. A step and a foul. So another free kick as Scotcha was tripped up. Luke Poltz looks like the culprit there. We'll have a look from our field level.
He steps in, and yep, that's an easy one for referee Cope.
So now Lima. Three-man wall set up for Cold Spring Harbor. Driven, really dangerous one. It is Leary's head that eventually gets it, but pushes it over the bar. That was a terrific free kick.
You said it. Great service, and what a great run. Villegas was right there. A lot of challenges as the white jerseys descended upon Donaldson.
You see it again, Rob?
Look at that one. Right over the wall, right past Villegas, and then on the head, up and out. Leary just missing it.
What I think you like there, too, is you had multiple runners, right? So a couple of different guys could have gotten on the end of that one.
Timed perfectly. Also, that service that you said, just Leary being a good target, that was made to order.
Look at this foot race. One there for Cold Spring Harbor. Ball played in the box. That chip just over the bar.
Well, the scoring opportunities keep coming, the quality scoring opportunities for Cold Spring Harbor. And that was a beauty right there, just chipped over, and really not much you could do with it. That had to be perfect, and it was just off the mark.
Here's Furukawa as you take a look at that close chance for Cold Spring Harbor. Nice touch. Joining the play was Chamyunk, that senior right back, but it will go out for a Carle Place throw. Scotch up the sideline, sent back in. That was Stimpful to do so. And now you've got a dangerous opportunity for Cold Spring Harbor. It's a Connor Sheridan throw.
Now see how they set up Janczyk in front. He is the big body. See if they look for his head.
Well, he seems to be the target. There's Janczyk. Can he flick it on? No, it's served in well. It's loose. Furukawa looks for it. That's blocked. Still loose. First time shot by Polsno. Knocked out. Low shot. That blocked as well. But the ball stays with Cold Spring Harbor.
They are peppering right now. It's really great ball control and getting the shots. So Furukawa just missing, having to swing and miss and having to clean it up. It kept it in play.
That was an errant pass, so it allowed Lima to get a touch. Tried to push it ahead for Leary, who right now is 1v3. Here's Costa. And just no nonsense, cleared out to midfield. Tigliano, we haven't mentioned his name a lot yet. Now he's in a foot race. Slide tackle. A good tackle, says our referee, Stephen Cope. Nice step by Sheridan to get that ball. 50-50 challenge there with Lima. Cold Spring Harbor trying to end what is right now a 7-year run for Carle Place as county champions. This is, of course, Nassau County small schools. But still, that's an incredibly impressive feat.
It certainly is an impressive feat. And, state champion returning Carle Place Frogs. But Coach Lynch's team right now really playing incredible considering they're going against the wind. By far, the more scoring opportunities.
Battle in the midfield. Nice step. And headed clear. But this will go for another Leary throw. It's Escobar makes his way back onto the field. As we're midway through half number 1, it's the Nassau Class B championship game. So thankfully you're able to join us on this Halloween afternoon on the Varsity Media Sports Network. If you're a Carle Place, you love that treat of having that Leary throw. Sometimes he does, in fact, trick opponents with it as well.
He certainly does. And they're waiting for that monster to mash. We'll see.
Left-footed clearance, a little flicked-on header by Leary. Making that run to the far post was Villegas, but Donaldson there.
Villegas playing space really, really well. Seems like he's in the right place at the right time. They're just still waiting for it to connect with his feet.
There's Lima. Plays to Villegas. And again, it's Carle Place. Leary, nice block. And that was light to do so. And today it feels like, Rob, the sweeper-stopper combination for Cold Spring Harbor is only in place for Ryan Leary. Now, they do have that. They operate that all throughout the year. It's not brand new for them, but it just has that feeling today, right, as Leary operating as that lone number 9.
Yeah, it's all you have to do, to be honest with you, when you're up in like what looks like a 4-5-1 most of the time, and that one really just dangling high. I mean, you can see where Leary is right now.
And then stepping in front of him was Sheridan.
You wonder if some of the adjustments are going to be him checking back a little bit more just to get a little more movement.
Furukawa on that left side, so good at working out wide, as he did take a touch out of bounds. And you do wonder, too, though, strategy-wise, right, if you're Carle Place, the later you go in this first half, the more you're like, we got to get a goal here with the wind at our back.
Agree, and it looks like they've adjusted very well, Dylan. I mean, as far as like the long balls go, the services, they've adjusted to the wind. They're not oversetting them at all. But yeah, you want one in the next 17 if you can.
Here's Leary. Just sends it to feet. Driven ball, takes a deflection, and there's Donaldson. Leary initially found Costa. Last year played as an outside midfielder, this year as that number 8. And that ball just dies as you could hear the wind whipping around Farmingdale State College. Leary chases after it along with Sheridan. Double teamed, takes a touch inside, and there's Donaldson needing to come off his line because Leary was speeding through that double team.
Yeah, you're not kidding. The ball squirted through, and just a tough turn there as Leary found the space, but Donaldson reading it perfectly, getting out there and getting to the ball first. See if Leary goes long. This is, I think, is like his 10th throw, and he's thrown 3 of them long, most of them playing short. Maybe just for some different looks.
Well, he's got Escobar at the edge of the 6. He looks that direction. It takes a dangerous bounce in the box. A touch and a clearance, but not out. So we'll have this throw in even from a couple yards closer to goal now for Leary.
We'll see if he tries to connect again. Escobar looked like he was in the vicinity. He didn't make a move.
Well, Scotcha made a little bit of a run. into space. Now he backs back up. Leary towards the goal, high in the air. Cleared. A couple of Cold Spring Harbor guys collided. Here's Leary again. Tries to spin. Defended really well.
That was incredible. That's a double team done absolutely perfectly, as they had Leary spinning in circles there and finally lost his footing. They are putting on a how to defend Ryan Leary clinic thus far. Takes a lot of work, though.
Tough ball in the box. Leary the target. And it goes out.
Good idea. Maybe a victim of the win there, as that one just kind of sailed.
Winner of this game will head to Harbor Fields High School November 4th, 7 o'clock, for the Long Island Championship. Their opponent will be decided tomorrow afternoon as Santa Mariches and Babylon meet for the Suffolk Class B championship game.
Two really good teams there. Babylon repeating to be in this situation often. And Santa Mariches has some young stars that they're looking to get involved in the game and get some scoring. Some big goal scorers in Santa Mariches.
And in Class B, you've got to take a few more steps to get up to Middletown. That's a Long Island championship, but it's a, sub-regional, and then you got to play a regional final.
That's what Garden City had to go through last year as they headed to Tarrytown. And this year it's the Bs, the As, and the Triples. Am I right? Garden City was the only one with the sub-regional last year, right? And then I think it used to be the ticket. The Long Island Championship was the ticket, but the rest of the state had something to say about it.
Now here's Leary again. Again, it's Escobar occupying space inside of the 6. Leary fires it. That header over the bar.
You got to love that look there. Leary usually puts him on net. That one, he kept it just outside the 6, created a nice scoring opportunity, and here it is, the hop and the drop. It's up in the air, and a beautiful header falling off on his back foot. Did you catch? I missed who it was. That's on me. I was trying. It was quick. But a good header, losing the balance. But I love that look.
This is the first of 2 county finals for us today here at Farmingdale State College. Will continue on with the Class AAA final. That will be a 7 o'clock kickoff, as it is Syosset, the defending champions, taking on Herricks. Those are the 4 and 6 seeds in Class AAA. That was the only game scheduled originally, and then again, this one was moved from last night to this afternoon.
And you said the 4 seed. When you said 4, I looked at I counted the 4 flags. All 4 of them tilted over because of the wind right now. You do not have a single corner flag standing up because of the wind. It's absolutely, and folks, if you want to have an indicator, those things are solid rubber bases, and all 4 corner flags on their side.
Those poor corner flags.
That's
much like a lot of people's Halloween decorations on their lawns today, those skeletons. Here's Lima. Left-footed service. Cleared. And this is part of the danger, because you've got to deal, as you see that one corner flag, taking a nap.
There it is, as the ball rolls towards it to just maybe blow it a kiss. Ball's just even blowing down there. I like how Carle Place is setting up the outside now and starting to get some better looks as far as crosses, but nothing really on net.
Backing all the way up to the end of the track this time, Leary. Spins it. Headed cleared. Second header as well by Cold Spring Harbor and out. Leary looking for that ball, takes a touch inside, and there's the double team.
Wow. Folks, hit rewind on this. I mean, never mind Leary, anybody up top. They are just doing such a great job defensively, picking one another up. And it's a combination of a few different guys back there for Cold Spring Harbor, including Sheridan and Light, Jancic.
Lima, love that left peg of his. Sent out to midfield, headed by Nunez into space. Now he'll put this one up in the jet stream, looking for Leary's head. Here's Escobar, low shot, driven wide of the far post. Justin Escobar plays as a 10. Reardon said we'd love to have him distribute and find Leary, find our wingers. Wants him to be more physical and kind of realize how big he actually is. A lot of times when big guys like that, they tend to maybe shy away from the physicality, and Reardon says, no, lean into that. There he is on the ball, takes a touch backwards for Lima. Good interception.
And prior to the Leary return, he was the target. He was the guy to look for. So he's got to continue to try to embrace that role.
Yeah, and so much of it, too, especially in that center forward position, was an open audition for much of the season. And you could see, we showed you those numbers. Here's Escobar looking for the ball. Cleared out. That's a smart play by Lima because, again, you have that Ryan Leary throw. And that's what I think generally, Rob, makes defending so difficult, because usually what do, right? When you're in trouble, you send it out of out of touch. But here, like, you got to be wary of that.
Yeah, which is something they're going to think about and work on. I mean, I think more difficult going into the wind.
Leary looking for Escobar. Flicked on. Edge of the 18. Headed back in. Bounces around the Cold Spring Harbor 18. Cleared to the edge of that 18, and now out of touch right by midfield. Actually, oh, yes, it is. We mentioned how these two teams got here. Cold Spring Harbor, 5-0 win over Evergreen, the number 4 seed. Tigliano, a brace, Stimfel, a goal and 2 assists. Ollie Smith and Michael Aviles added goals, 1 goal apiece. Connor Sheridan had an assist as well. And as you said, it wasn't just a barrage of goals in the second half. It was like high quality after high quality goal.
In every which way. I mean, they were beautiful, and that's what they're capable of. Which, again, you know, you have the win. You got to play with what Mother Nature gives you. But in perfect conditions, the things that they can do with a soccer ball.
And there's Leary. Looking to throw in here for Carle Place. Flicked. And we will have a corner.
Corner kick coming up for the Carle Place Frogs.
Should be Costa as they pick up that flag for the kick.
Corner kick by number 23, Cristiano Costa.
It is driven high in the air. 50-50 challenge, and this will go out for a corner on that side. So Lima will wake up that corner flag.
The other one already went down.
Yeah. Drives a dangerous ball. Donaldson right there, though.
It's good service. Line drive. Donaldson right there. Again, big body, big target, good hands.
They played a ground to Chamyunk. And it will be Cold Spring Harbor ball. Chamyunk, the senior, hard-nosed, athletic, good with the ball at his feet. Now a conversation among the officials on the direction of this throw. And it will be for Cold Spring Harbor. Leary in midfield. Chamyunk, we just said, hard-nosed, physical.
Going shoulder to shoulder with Leary and leaped to get there. Another guy we cannot leave out of that mix of the conversation we had with this stellar Seahawk defense.
Good look from our pitch side cameraman, Ron Pierre. Sheridan throws, little flick into the box, left-footed shot blocked. You like the creativity there by Vitigliano.
And they moved up the field the hard way, in inches, it feels like, but the throw-in down low for Sheridan.
It's like me on Sunrise Highway today. Big car fire out my way on the other side of Sunrise, and clogged up the lanes. So I-2 is inching forward. That's a substitution here for Cold Spring Harbor inside the final 5 minutes of the first half. Here's Sheridan. Spins it near post, headed, bounced around a little bit. And this one will take a deflection, and where are we going to go? It's going to be another throw for Sheridan.
He's in a good spot. The wind's not going to blow it into the net, so he's just got to be aware of what he's got. He can throw it deep. You got the big man, Jancic, in front.
He goes across all the lanes of the track, spins it, but it was actually out of bounds, over the end line. So we'll have a goal kick for Carle Place.
That was a good idea. Say that a lot when you're coaching.
A year ago, these two teams met here. Carle Place, a 3-2 win. Ryan Leary, Cristiano Costa, Matt Babino scored 1 goal apiece. Jason Pereira has an opportunity now in the box. Leary saved by Donaldson. Look at how pumped up he is.
How could you not be? The first true scoring opportunity there for Carle Place. A blistering shot by Leary at Donaldson, but Donaldson not only doing a great job as a shot stopper, kept it in front of him. Not easy with a shot that hard.
Stimfel looks to turn. Plays it ahead, looking for Vitigliano. Dangerous ball played back, and Reynoso sends it out to midfield. What a story Reynoso is, too, for Carle Place, right? Where he was a guy who was behind a couple of senior goalkeepers last year, and he's a little bit in no man's land, right? As would have been maybe the third keeper as a junior, so he's not going to play JV. Probably wasn't going to see minutes on that stacked Carle Place team a year ago. So he's like, I'm going to take the year off. I'm going to go play golf.
As we all wish we could.
Yes. And now he's back.
Like Michael Jordan.
He played and started as a freshman and a sophomore on JV. There he is, collecting that ball. Another guy, too, who missed some time with a little nagging knee injury this year. Cold Spring Harbor throw as we approach the final 2 minutes of this scoreless first half. I was mentioning before that Leary opportunity, he had the goal. Costa, Babino, Pereira had a couple of assists, and that's how the top-seeded Frogs won their 7th straight county title last year. Vitigliano and Rio Furukawa had 1 goal apiece for Cold Spring Harbor. And unlike the year prior, where Carle Place's journey got stopped in the regional final on PKs, they went up to Middletown, to Fowler Field, and won themselves a state championship.
And that PK loss to Spackenkill absolutely broke Reardon's heart. He was like, we are going to come back hard the following year. And that they did. Tough loss. Spackenkill got beat in the semis. Oh, correction, in the finals. I think they won in the semis, lost in the finals.
Yeah, so last year they went 17-2-2. 66 goals scored, just 26 against. So, yeah, that was a team on a mission last year. And they went on and won the 2nd New York State title in program history. Inside the final minute now, here comes Leary, motoring up the field. Defended well by Chamyunk, but now we've got another situation where it's At least one more with the wind at his back. It'll be another Leary throw. It's been defended so well by Cold Spring Harbor in this first half. Probably one more time now they've got to deal with it. Leary all the way back. Drives it near post. Headed, cleared, but not out. Left-footed blast. That would have been on target. Now here's Leary with 8 seconds. Doesn't get the service he wanted on that cross. And the ball will go out of touch. And the halftime horn whistles. So 0-0, Rob Anderson. And you would say probably after that first half and dealing with the elements, the edge perhaps for Cold Spring Harbor, the top seed.
I think you have to say that, and they had a lot of scoring opportunities, a ton in the first half of that half. And then in the second half, Carle Place brought it, and that young man right there, Donaldson, a massive stop to keep this game there.
And there it is, Leary finding space and time, and then Donaldson, the denial. Terrific save, his best of that first half, and the big reason why we are 0-0. It's the Nassau Class B final. Carle Place and Cold Spring Harbor. You're watching it right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Hi, I'm Dr. Craig Levitz. I'm the Chief of Sports Medicine at Northwell Health, as well as the Chief of Sports Medicine at Orlin and Cohen Orthopedics. Here to talk to you today a little bit about injuries we see in boys soccer players. With the playoffs coming up, we're always at increased risk of injury, particularly with the weather turning. And obviously the most common injury we worry about and see in soccer athletes is ACL injuries. Most other injuries are minor and treated easily with rehab and anti-inflammatories, and people don't miss a lot of time, but soccer is well known for the dreaded ACL injury. And we thought we'd spend some time today talking about early warning signs for that, prevention, things that can suggest this just needs Motrin, ice, and you can play the next day, versus signs and symptoms to get to a doctor as soon as possible. The most common sign or symptom of an ACL injury is a pop while you're playing. Now these pops come in all makes and varieties. Some people feel a minor pop and are able to keep running, even finish parts of a game. Other people go down on the field and it's a significant injury. And then a lot of people are somewhere in between. But when a knee pops, 90% of the time it is the ACL that tears. The ACL actually just explodes, it doesn't tear, and the popping is you're hearing it exploding. In the absence of a pop, or even if you hear a pop and you think you're okay, there can be a whole host of other alternatives that it is. And it's really whether that pop occurs and how you're feeling the next day. The curveball being that even with an ACL injury, you can feel fine the next day and still tear your ACL, because the pain is from the bleeding, and you can tear it and not have much bleeding because they come in all makes and varieties of severe tears and minor tears. Generally, if there's not a lot of swelling in your knee looks like your other knee, you can run without pain, you're probably okay, and working with the trainer and taking some anti-inflammatories is fine. On the other hand, if you're having increased pain or swelling when running, that swelling is often blood, and that would be highly suggestive of an injury, and that's where you should highly consider seeking an orthopedic attention as soon as possible. When I grew up, you had to rely on the orthopedic surgeon's hands. Now, in all of our facilities, we have an MRI readily available. Our firm belief is treating high school athletes like professional athletes. It's very rare you see someone come off the professional soccer field or football field with an injury and they haven't had an MRI the next day. It's already reported in the paper before, right after they have had their injury. We treat high school and college athletes the same way. If they get hurt, we want to be able to send them back onto the field safely and quickly. The high school season is short, it's 8 weeks. It's very easy for a doctor to say, sit out 4 weeks while we see if this is anything significant. But we would rather do an MRI right away and know exactly what is going on. So if it's not dangerous, we can get athletes back onto the field as soon as possible. Unfortunately, some people do have the dreaded ACL injury, and the only treatment for that is surgery. However, with newer techniques, people are getting back quicker and earlier, and it's no longer the career-ending injury that it was when I was a child. But now, I would say 99% of our athletes are back on the field within several months, playing and participating as good as they ever were. So to sum up, in the future, if you hurt your knee, A, listen for the pop. That's a sign to see the doctor right away. B, if you're able to run and there's not much swelling and everything's fine and anti-inflammatories make it better, you're probably okay. But if there's any question at all, it's very easy to get a quick MRI and know things are good and get back out there.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off X 3 in a row now.
Hey parents, coaches, and players, ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite VIII New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back at Farmingdale State College, we've got myself, Dylan Butler, Rob Anderson, our entire varsity media crew. Set now for the start of half number 2. 0-0 between top-seeded Cold Spring Harbor and number 2 seed Carle Place. And now it's Cold Spring Harbor with a little bit of that old Irish adage of with the wind at their back.
Yep, it's not figurative. This is as real as it gets. Kicking up a gale out there.
That ball driven into Reynoso. Scooped it up well.
There he is, hopping around, getting ready to kick into the wind now.
Dangerous one, Reynoso. A little bit late off his line. Collides into Vitigliano. And our referee, Stephen Cope, stops the clock. But Vitigliano quick to get off the ground. Again, our officials, Stephen Cope, our referee, Pete Schenk, Jerry Aragamu are your 2 ARs, and Martin Target is your 4th official.
Some aggressive goalkeeping there by Reynoso.
Shielding that one was Sheridan, and now it's his opportunity to utilize his long throw. That could be wind aided. Look how deep now Leary is back to get a touch. And I'm sure that was probably part of the conversation, right? With Connor Reardon and his coaching staff. Have Leary perhaps drop deeper. Now you're not dealing with the stopper sweeper man marking of him, the double teaming of him, and maybe get some more touches from the midfield.
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the idea earlier. You know, I'd said even checking back, getting involved differently, but I think that's a wise move.
Ball goes off the foot of Anthony Maffetone, another one of these starting sophomores for Carle Place. It'll be a goal kick. For Donaldson, we showed you going to break at the end of the first half. He was certainly the busier of the 2 keepers, but also made the best save, Rob, of that first half, late in the first half to deny Ryan Leary.
Yeah, he made an absolutely stellar save. You saw it heading into the half. The beautiful replay there by Chris Sweeney. And not just a great stop, but a great job getting on top of it. No rebound on a blistering shot's not easy.
So now Sheridan in front of his own bench. Gets the second ball, drives it, blocked by Leary. Gets the third ball. This one will be saved by Reynoso. Had to do so because Sal LaCapra was right on the doorstep.
Well, this is how Cold Spring Harbor started the first half. They brought a lot of pressure in, and they're continuing to do that here in the first part of the second half.
There's Ethan Light, just sends it up high in the air towards midfield, flicked on. But Carle Place will look to possess. They play it back to Reynoso, looks to switch fields. But LaCapra intercepts. Trying to get it over to Furukawa. Here comes Carle Place now on a counter. Numbers for the Frogs. Here's Leary. Has an option to his right. He's going straight to goal. That was blocked. Cuts it back to his left. Dribbles into the box, goes down. The shouts for a penalty only coming from the stands. Good non-call there. Battle for that ball in the midfield, and it's won by Costa.
You had a wide open Maffetone there out on the right wing. Leary chose to take it himself, but could have opened it up a little bit there. And he is getting stuffed every time he's down there. Be good to start opening up the field. Frogs are getting there.
Costa takes a touch. Plays it back. Gets the return ball from Nunez. Now attacking space, Mihalakis. Brother Stratos, big part of last year's team. Evan was just a young buck on that team a year ago, was a utility player, now a starting stopper as a junior. 3-sport star as well, basketball and baseball. Ball driven along the end line. Dangerous ball there. Furukawa looks to shield his opposing player. Left-footed shot sent over the bar by Costa. It's a rematch of last year's county final, won by Carle Place. We showed you those numbers at the start in that tail of the tape where Carle Place has won 14 county titles, but that includes the last 7, which is bonkers. So now we'll have a Leary throw from this side. Well, the far side, but on this portion of the field.
He's headed now into the wind, so we'll see what he does here.
The few times that we saw that early in the first half, it looked like he was driving it to feet. Scotcha was an option for him, but this time backs all the way up to the fence, nearly on Melville Road. Sends this one into the box. Headed, Donaldson is there to pick it up.
And Anthony Maffetone right on top of it. You can get a look here. Maffetone did score in that semi. Takes a swing and a miss, but he was right there. Donaldson denying.
Yeah, Villegas had the first header. He connected with that Leary ball. Reynoso's got to be careful here. Can't handle it outside of his box. So he lets his defenders do the work.
Fortunate that Cold Spring Harbor only had one guy down there.
Costa blows a tire at that S in FSC in the middle of the park. Aravalo, sophomore, doesn't stop working. Driven ball far side, cleared out. But it will be a throw for Sheridan. Actually, it's Furukawa. Looks like Chamyunk will take it. Finds Furukawa.
There you go. You predicted it.
Furukawa by that far corner flag, and it will be a Cold Spring Harbor corner. And this is where they were so dangerous, especially Rob in that second half against Evergreen, from this exact corner where they did some damage. One of the goals we showed you in the open was from here, and it was Stempfel to serve.
Mm-hmm. He can put it on the mark. We'll see what he gets done here.
See the wind whipping on that corner flag, driven to the near post, into the box. Turning, sending it in, and cleared. And now an opportunity for Nunez. Intercepted well. A go back to Light, plays to feet. '13 was Owen Neary, a senior 2-year starter. Driven from distance. Oh, what a save by Reynoso! From downtown Farmingdale.
Goodness gracious, take a look at Sheridan. He blasted Reynoso. It looked like one-handed, just pushed that thing out. And that's what it's like kicking into the wind. What a shot by Sheridan.
And another Cold Spring Harbor corner. And now we're seeing 2 players there, and maybe you play this one short. A bit of a conversation.
I gotta get a send Vitigliano back into the mix. It's a wise move. But they probably had a little conversation about where he's going to be, where he wants it. That's a guy that finishes.
Corner curled out. Oh, a little bicycle kick attempt. And there's Reynoso. You love to see that kind of flair in a county final, right?
Certainly do, and you saw him. You gotta scan the area, make sure that you're good in space to get it done, and a good job.
Shoulder barred, Vitigliano looking for the ball. Second ball won by Cold Spring Harbor. At least it was momentarily, as Carle Place will have a goal kick. And that momentum that we saw, that confidence that we saw from Cold Spring Harbor ending the first half, certainly now carrying over with these conditions, with the winds at their back.
Yeah, this is the advantage. Like you said, we'll see how it tilts. Cold Spring Harbor had a lot of opportunities going into the wind, and Carle Place had a gorgeous quality shot running with it. And now the other way. Everything flipped on its head, and Cold Spring Harbor has been bringing it.
This one will go over the end line for a goal kick.
The other thing is you see Light plays very far back. They don't really push numbers up too heavily. They give a ton of respect to this Frogs offense. The defensive wingers, the outside backs not going up much. Not much overlapping going on. Things that they did versus Evergreen, they're not even attempting here versus Carle Place, and that's the respect you're going to give to a state champion team.
Yeah, Rob, when you play in so many big games as these two have played in, there's that natural animosity, but also a tremendous respect between the coaches and the programs.
Yeah, you could see it. I mean, not just on the field, but like you said, between the coaches, Lynch and Reardon, both in this game a decent amount of time. And you got to tip your hat to both because both programs have had a lot of success regular season and beyond.
Costa the free kick. Driven with his left. Headed clear. Leary was the target man. There he goes battling again. And the ball sent to the far sideline.
Fans not happy there. They get vocal at certain times. But again, you know, we've discussed this. It's not a very physical game. Cope doing a really nice job. He is a let them play kind of guy. Referee Cope and I had a lot of conversations in the regular season. You know, he's one of those guys that says go out there and play tough.
Are these conversations that ended with a yellow card for you?
Well, I got to be honest with you. I'm going to give you the truth. The one that we had, I should have. And then he came up to me and said, like, basically he didn't hear, you know, anything I said, wink and a nod. And he just said, you know, the boys got to go out and play. It was a non-league game, and we got a few yellows on the field, one that I thought was unjust. And
okay.
I didn't get it because he had a conversation with me and gave it to my guys instead. So, but Cope is a let-them-play kind of guy, you know, which is great. But good question. That's probably the one I would have gotten in the last 2 years.
Here's Leary with the throw.
The older you get in this game, the more you learn how to not talk.
Or know when to talk, right?
Yeah.
Or how to talk.
How to talk is the key.
Nunez hands it off. Villegas. And that's what, again, Reardon said he wanted to see more from Villegas so often. And listen, as the job of a CDM, usually it's like you get the ball, play it. He wanted him to maybe be a little more selfish, attack space, be on the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, get a little more, get a few more touches in there. And Villegas is a high-skill player. Again, 5 goals, no assists recorded yet, but he can distribute and certainly can move the ball. And one of the guys that moved around when Ryan came back, Leary.
Light will look to try to shepherd this one out. Dangerous, though. And I think that's going to be a corner.
It is.
And it is. You love the effort for Carle Place on that one. As watch Gavin Lima.
Oh, he knew. You knew, he knew, ref knew, everybody knew except for Cold Spring Harbor. What they're going to find out, the wind blowing hard.
Lima, good looking ball into the mix. Second ball, Leary just wide. Could not have set up any better for Leary. Second ball out to the edge of the 18. And somehow, some way, that just missed.
We'll take a look at how somehow it did. I mean, that ball is beautifully kicked back out. Leary, the bouncer, outside laces. There it is on the bounce. The swing hit the outside of the boot and traveled to the right. Tough one. And a huge scoring opportunity. Second big one for Ryan Leary.
And that was a great look, too, from our replay because you could see him backing up and opening up space and kind of losing his defenders then, right? And all of a sudden, now he could step into a shot. As you mentioned, outside laces. Terrific chance. Maybe the best since his was saved in the first half by Donaldson.
And it's bouncing. So, you know, you got to give him that as well, because if that thing is in a better position, there's no way he doesn't square that up and at least get it on frame.
Villegas plays it ahead to Lima. Looking for Leary. Takes a touch. Another into the box. Plays it across the edge of the 18. Turning there is Costa. Left-footed service. Headed clear. Left-footed ball. You can see it just die up in the air. Leary, though, reading it well. Left-footed shot blocked. And that's the thing, that's the other part of it too, where Leary even understanding, you know, where that wind is, where the ball could drop, and kind of making his way out to that portion of the field.
Well, I don't know how the next game's going to go, and again, folks, AAA's on deck, but the wind not playing the kind of factor in this game I thought it would, because both teams have adjusted to the velocity and how the ball's moving.
And we'll show you in a moment that the current weather conditions and what the wind looks like. There you see it. Gusts 31. And one thing is for sure, once it gets a little bit darker for game number 2 and the wind's whipping up, and it will be frigid out there, no doubt.
It certainly will. And folks at home, Dylan Butler and I both have young daughters, probably out trick-or-treating, right? 8 and 7, mine. Be safe out there. I hope my daughter doesn't blow away. You know, it's a tough day to be trick-or-treating, you know. Hold on to hands. Hold on to mom's hands.
That's one to grow on. Remember that old thing on
Yes,
ABC?
yes, I do.
Saturday mornings?
That was the chuckle. I certainly recognize it. That's the age kicking in.
All right, so free kick here. Good vantage point. You could kind of see exactly what Cold Spring Harbor are looking to operate from.
And while it breaks my heart to not be out there trick-or-treating, we dodged a bullet up in this nice warm area here.
This is true. This is Stimful.
Rob Anderson kept the window closed.
Stimful drives it into the box. Reynoso, look out. Good job just holding on to that ball, too, even with the challenge. Rolls it out to his right as Carle Place. They want to operate quickly. Ball sent forward by Aravalo.
I want Cold Spring Harbor to start pushing up some more numbers. I understand the threat like this, but push them up. They're playing very conservative for a team with the wind at their backs.
But that defending there by Ethan Light.
Oh.
Getting a little bit physical out there, and Stephen Cope having a conversation.
It's a tough one for Stimful. His back was to Leary. Leary tripped over him the opposite direction. Not, you know, they weren't facing each other, so that's a tough one for Stimful as he just extended and Leary got tripped up. But a free kick now. And it's going to be Costa over the ball.
See the wind whipping up on his jersey. Left foot. Here's the service. Goes far side of the 18.
Jancic almost going full split ski.
Deflection and out for a Cold Spring Harbor throw. 3 subs for Cold Spring Harbor, and I actually misspoke in the first half. The Seahawks will go a little bit deeper on their bench. There's probably 6 different guys who could feature. We did see Ollie Smith score a goal off the bench against Evergreen. You mentioned Julian Light, the freshman, as well. Andrew Jasinski as well, the sophomore. As Reynoso sends it high in the air. Off his line and sending it almost out of the park.
So probably more apropos for the next broadcast with the AAA, Syosset and Herrick's. But the AAAs in Suffolk finished today. And their final, you're going to be shocked.
Wait, remind me again. I know it's Brentwood.
Yeah.
Bayshore.
Yeah.
And the other was?
Comac.
Hang on. Second ball in the box. It's loose and cleared. Comac versus Sachem East.
Sachem East, right, East.
All right, so you said I'm going to be shocked, so I'm going to go.
No, you're not going to be. I was sarcastic.
All right, so Brentwood.
Yeah.
And Comac.
There you go. It's a banger over there.
It's a great final.
Great final. Coach Moran and Coach Eden.
Look at this run up this sideline. Into the box. The cut back to the left. Escobar gets a touch. Ooh, this will be a throw here for Leary.
All right, big throw for Leary, and a great Final Four for the AAAs in Nassau and Suffolk. And we said the Bees as well, Babylon and Santa Mauritius.
Yeah, that game will be played tomorrow. I think out in Southampton High School.
Yeah, it's out there.
So even east of me. Here's Leary. Fires in the box, headed cleared at the edge of the 6.
Maybe we got to have you do a mileage check on that one.
We don't. Get to that in a moment. Ball served in, headed. Dangerously still bouncing around, then out to midfield. Rob, what I was going to say is we don't know who's going to win this game yet, but, man, huge credit to Christian Lynch and the game plan and the execution of that game plan by Cold Spring Harbor defensively, dealing with the Leary factor.
Yes, sir. 1 shot on net, 2 scoring opportunities. Not bad for over 60 minutes of soccer.
And you had a first half counter of it. I think you were north of 10 throw-ins in that first half. And we've seen, I think, at least, 2 more in the second half. And they've done a really good job. As now the conversation happening with Leary.
But, the win factor, I have to think, playing a role in the amount of, unless it was just an adjustment, but I felt like the win might have played a role in how many times they were kicking the ball out of bounds, Cold Spring Harbor was. What I do like, though, is Leary's typically the guy that is going to throw it at the net, at the net, at the net. We've seen a lot of different looks. He's throwing it to feet. He's throwing it out, in. So he's trying everything, throwing the kitchen sink, which he probably could throw the kitchen sink at them as well.
And the ball moving. You can't Charlie Brown this, though, if you're... Dangerous one there by Sheridan. Chested down. Header back out.
I like that one. I just thought of Peppermint Patty immediately. You're on a roll today with these classic vintage.
And he kept trying to take it. This poor guy.
Poor guy. That mean girl.
He's like, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna hold it right here. Takes a long run up. Then pulls the ball out last second. Good look there at Sheridan and his ability to throw it long. Flicked on Jancek. And there's Reynoso.
It's good stuff. They find Jancek's head every time, basically. And
you need that one additional player then. Jancek to who, right?
The second after the flick, for sure. I would think, honestly, if Vitigliano, let's talk about Carle Place defense.
No doubt.
There's been scoring opportunities, but we're not saying the big names till now.
Off the bar. Rebound. Reynoso has it.
Oh, goodness.
Right on cue, Rob Anderson.
Who knew?
Look at this.
That ball gets settled down, and Vitigliano off the crossbar, followed up. And a good, just Reynoso got on top of that ball immediately, and no chance for Aviles to get it.
So you've seen Reynoso make a save from distance. This one saved by his crossbar.
Again, points out to the athleticism. He can get bigger than his actual height.
Here's Sheridan, spins it. There's Jancic again looking for it. Leary won that header. Ball sent out, light, one touch, but it goes right to Leary. Here comes the number 9 Express going forward. A little bit of a shove helped out for Cold Spring Harbor as Leary was dispossessed. And now it's a Sheridan throw. This cat and mouse, this chess match continues.
It certainly does. And again, I got to tip my hat to Cold Spring Harbor. Physicality against Leary, one thing. Communication, another. But the constant dispossession, just a clinic today. Great stuff. And now Sheridan's going to get his chance to put this toss in there. And he does. As usual, this time, though, to Jancic's feet.
He'll get another opportunity now.
Move down a few yards.
Yeah, a little bit closer to goal. And you're right. Let's eyeball also Vitigliano, right? Right now, it's like Escobar is marking him. Second ball again. Sheridan puts it high in the air. Look out, Reynoso well off his line. Gets a piece. Return ball goes wide of the net.
That was a great physical play by Reynoso, but dangerous as the second effort as we get a look here. It pops in, and as that ball goes up high into center field, Reynoso tries to get in there and bat it out. Second effort, a little Kung Fu Panda goes wide. No control on that shot. Tough one. Saw the net and went for it.
Leary. Now it's Escobar. Dangerous ball into space, and now you've got to try to be careful if you're Cold Spring Harbor. Played well, though, and out for a goal kick. And Rob will show you the upcoming games that we have. It'll be tonight. Herrick's and Syosset, your 6 versus 4 in the Class AAA final. And then Friends Academy, Floral Park. That'll be the first of 2 games tomorrow afternoon. And the finale of them all will be the Class AA final, Garden City against Calhoun. 4 tremendous finals here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Yes, sir. All with very, very, very different but compelling narratives. The one on the field right now, if you told me to put my money on it, I would not guess scoreless heading almost at 70 minutes of soccer.
I would tell you not to put money on it.
No, I would. You know what? I don't want to wind up like some of those basketball guys.
Easy, easy. Here's Sheridan with the throw.
I don't even know who they are. That's how much I pay attention to basketball.
Back post! Just wide. That one snuck through. And Cold Spring Harbor feeling a little bit snake bitten here, though. They'll get a corner out of it.
Some good looks there at Reynoso as he sets up his defense and tightens up the gloves.
Another quick look. The flick on. And then you see the deflection to go out for this corner. Defending corners. That was key number 1, I believe, for Carle Place. This one served in, headed, pinballs around, and out.
And that one cleared by Mihalakis, Evan Mihalakis. We haven't talked too much about either. You know, they've done a good job not letting him touch the ball.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys who was trying to find his identity, play another part of that audition of playing up top as well. As a throw in, Jancic again, target, rinse and repeat now for Cold Spring Harbor.
And another guy whose brother was a massive part of that team last year, Stratos, with Pereira and Babino, that graduated.
Don't forget Acquista as well.
Acquista, you're right, absolutely. Ton of talent left this team, and here they are again.
Being pushed to the brink right now. There's Sheridan, Jancic. I like the little subtle shove there in the back. It was, you got away with it, but you also put Jancic out of position a little bit to get that ball from Sheridan. Try again. And this one will just bounce out for a goal kick. Inside the final 10 of the second half. Ooh, some space if Leary can stop this bouncing ball. There he is. Takes a touch. Will he have a go? No, plays it off to his right. Dangerous free kick, and this too is Ryan Leary territory.
It certainly is, as Cristiano Costa tried to cut to the inside the minute he took the step, tripped up. Here it is, another look. Tough break there as Luke Pulse tried to come in and defend and got caught up with him.
Although Leary not there for this ball. Instead, it's going to be Gavin Lima. So Steve Cope will back up the Cold Spring Harbor wall inside the 18. So this from about 27 yards, the sophomore.
He did assist the goal, the game winner versus Cold Spring Harbor.
This is going to goal, I think, though. Lima. It was going towards goal, and it went over the goal.
That little ball boy out there, instead of trick-or-treating, hustling to get it.
But even that, too, I think you love if you're Reardon. This is a sophomore, right? In the final 8 minutes of a county final, like, I'm taking this shot. I want to win the game for my team.
Yeah, absolutely. And a guy that he trusts, which says even more.
Good header by Costa. Battle in the midfield. Big challenge there on Leary. And here comes Lima again. Lima plays to his left. Nice first touch. Ball served across and actually deflected off that near post and over for a Donaldson goal kick.
That was I didn't think that was going to be anywhere near it. And it took a little bit of a spin there and hit the post.
Headed down. Second ball, another win. Mehalakis with a couple of headed balls. Here's Vitigliano. Right to Reynoso. Slings it out to his left. Great step, though. In the box. That one blocked. Is that Chamyonk on that side?
I was trying to determine. I mean, what a play. I think it's Furukawa there. Wow. Almost made everything happen single-handedly. First, a beautiful dispossession, and then just shoulder to shoulder.
Step in the box, slide tackle, and we will have a Carle Place throw. Here comes Leary as we are inside of 6 minutes.
Well, we saw a game get won in the final 4 minutes of it the other night. Do we have a hero?
Leary headed cleared at the near post. Gets the return pass. He does not actually deflect it away. We had a few late games like that. We've had a bunch of 1-0s. You had Xavier Pult scoring in overtime for Syosset. We had a late winner by Seth Khan and Herrick's. There was another late one as well.
But Southside and
yeah, Patrick Walsh with his goal for Calhoun. And now look at this chance for Cold Spring Harbor.
And I think the Walsh goal was at 4:05, right? 4 minutes of 5, I believe it was 4:05. So, folks, anything can happen. 0-0 in the playoffs, a thin line.
And here's Sheridan. This will be similar to a corner now for Cold Spring Harbor. Driven near post, flicked on and out, and we will have a goal kick.
Cold Spring Harbor getting opportunities, just having difficulty getting it on frame, but certainly getting things done as far as chances.
Well, driven up the field. And out for a Cold Spring Harbor throw. Well, that was smooth sailing for Cold Spring Harbor, especially in the second half of their semifinal against Evergreen. It was Carle Place that needed the extra session to knock off Oyster Bay. They play short, back to Sheridan. Now he drives it in with his feet. It's loose in the box. That was Furukawa who got his head on it, but he directed it wide of frame.
Furukawa is hungry. He is like making a lot of chances for himself here in the final 5 minutes. You heard the PA announcer saying there will be awards after the final result.
And right into your living room, here comes Ryan Leary.
You didn't know how big he was. Look at the shoulders on this guy.
This one to feet. Nice turn by Costa. Now to his favored left foot. Drives it in, and Donaldson read that one well. One of those more of a cross than a shot, but still you've got to play it as such because it was on frame. Look at his long ball. Reynoso off the bounce just before Vitigliano was able to get there.
And those two have gotten friendly already. That was another one close to a little hug.
And this game getting a little bit stretched right now as well. As both teams, they want to win this one in regulation time. Inside the final 2 minutes now.
I think everybody here wants this settled in regulation time, and kudos to the fans out there braving this weather. A lot of the beanies out there and winter caps and blankets.
Well, the women's soccer team and I think their lacrosse team as well helping that effort out. Ball into the box. Second ball for Akawa! Unbelievable! There's a celebration by Cold Spring Harbor, but that's a no goal. It went over the back of the goal. Another look.
Yeah, take a look, folks. You can see that the end result there was Furukawa, who is definitely getting involved in everything here. Ball comes out. He catches one on a bouncer off the shin.
Look at the wind. Whoop.
And right over the net again. Dylan Butler telling you that that net behind it creates optical illusions. You saw that there.
It did for Furukawa.
Oh, he's chomping at the bit.
And a good portion, and a lot of his teammates and the Cold Spring Harbor fans as well inside the final minute now of regulation time. And that speaks as well to, again, what this wind brings, right, to this game. And who will be attacking the wind for overtime. Carle plays throw. Inside the final 14 seconds, Leary will just kind of trot over there, and I think both teams realizing what is in front of them now, as we will need overtime now to decide the Nassau Class B final. 0-0. Sebastian Reynoso maybe dodged a bullet there late, but he has been on his game. Look at that save. And how about the rebound control from his knees? Making sure that he grabbed that one and kept this game scoreless. Start of free soccer when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. Now's your chance to score a touchdown with Varsity Media's ISO video. Video footage that focuses on your athlete only. Perfect for recruiting reels. Spots are limited, so reach out today. Email jeff@varsitymedia.net to book your next ISO video with Varsity Media. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
As you see the moon now in full sight. Will there be a goal in full sight? There has not been, maybe, even in the history of Nassau Class B finals, a more important coin flip than the one that we just saw. As Cold Spring Harbor attacking with wind at their back to start this first of two 15-minute overtime periods. And listen, there's no question here, Rob. They want to win this one now in these first 15 minutes. Because at the end of that first overtime session, the teams will have 2 minutes, but really they're just flipping sides. And then it will be Carle Place attacking from right to left.
And you think you want the wind at your back, but it hasn't really played a role other than what we almost thought was the game winner off of Furukawa's foot.
With some numbers maybe here. Taken away nicely. Mehelakis knocks it down, but out for a throw. It's been a story of two different throw-in artists, right? On one side, Ryan Leary, who has returned for Carle Place. They've not lost with him back in the lineup, although they did win their previous two games. So right now, Carle Place, we saw their record before, right? 6-7-2, but 4 of those wins are their last 4 games. As here's one of the, on the other side, you've got Connor Sheridan with the throw. Whips it in. Second ball, and that's sent over. Now with the wind at their back, Rob, in the second half we saw some ambitious efforts from distance for Cold Spring Harbor. One saved well, right, by Reynoso. The other one off the bar as well. And then that one by Furukawa. Left shot off the bar! And it didn't go in. You could see the argument by Vitigliano, and a conversation is happening. Where did this ball bounce, Rob?
Oh, boy. I mean, we don't have the overhead cam, but that was as close as it gets. Pleading the argument here. Let's take a look. We got a better angle. Off the pipe, slow motion. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Well, it results in a free kick here.
Oh, boy.
For Cold Spring Harbor. Josh Stimfel, 3-man wall. Stimfel curls it, and that's wide of the frame.
Well, we continue in overtime, a place that Cold Spring Harbor didn't have to endure as they had a strong victory over Evergreen, but Carle Place was here versus the Bayman and finished it on a header by Ryan Leary after a dogfight. So we'll see how this goes.
Advantage played for Carle Place. They are the reigning New York State Class B champions. Cold Spring Harbor looking to win their first county title since 2009. Carle Place looking to win their first in 11 or 12 months. As the Frogs trying to leap forward and win their 8th consecutive county title. There's Leary. Defended well. It kind of sits along that sideline. Leary checked to see if it went out. It did not. Served far post. Headed clear by Chamyunk. And the ball served in. And again, we are up in the booth. We have the ability to see replay. And from that vantage point, now we don't have goal line technology or anything like that. Not yet on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Not yet.
It did look like that ball bounced off the crossbar and behind the line. Now the entire ball needs to be behind that line. But it did appear on replay as we have a stoppage of the clock for an injury substitution. But it did, at least from our vantage point and our replays, as you see it again.
Ball's up and hits the pipe, comes shooting down, and it is behind the line and just took a great, I mean, as far as what we see behind the line, but that forward spin also helpful, that it rolled right back out. But regardless, we're going to continue play, and like you said, an advantage that we have. No instant replay in high school sports yet.
And no VAR, no goal line technology, all those fun extra elements that you like to watch on a Saturday morning if you're watching the EPL or the Bundesliga or your league of choice.
College, they've got it in there. We're ready to, start seeing that. And
driven ball, dangerous one, cleared out well. Ethan Light has been outstanding as that last man. Now an opportunity for Cold Spring Harbor. They have been agonizingly close to that winning goal. A save, a crossbar, another crossbar, a shot their fans and players celebrated that went over the net, and that most recent one as well that deflected off the crossbar and seemingly bounced behind the goal line. It's a Leary throw-in now.
I know we could say with all sports, a game of inches, not usually associated with soccer, but it has been a game of inches here as far as the scoring opportunities for Cold Spring Harbor, just missing a few times.
Sheridan plays it short, gets the return pass. Drives it, cleared at the edge of the 18 by Leary. And again, after 15 minutes, if a winner is not decided, these two teams, they will flip sides. And then it will be Carle Place, as was the case in the first half, with the wind advantage. Here is Leary. Driven ball ahead. And he finds Maffetone in the box. Played backwards, cleared out to midfield, chested down well by Nunez. Gets the return pass. Pressure comes his way. Nunez still on the ball. Did well. Villegas takes his space. Villegas just wide.
And that's what he's capable of when he gets space wide open and has a good look. Gets it through traffic, but wide. And take a look at this shot. He gets it all. Leans over the ball, right on the center of the laces, and a little wide.
And that's what Reardon said he wanted. Take more touches, get more into the attack. And that one was inches close to a county championship goal.
Oh, you could see him being involved if Carle Place finishes this one in OT. On the other side, Furukawa was buzzing at the end of that second half. We'll see if he can get involved here.
Reynoso sends it high into the air. And it will be a Cold Spring Harbor throw. When this one finishes, we will bring you the awards ceremony. And then we will venture to speak to the heroic player or two of the county championship team as well.
Both teams will be celebrated. The team that does not win will get a team plaque.
And here comes Leary off of that missed touch. Leary waits for numbers, now cuts it back himself, runs towards the end line, and he's earned himself and his team a big corner kick. And right on cue, Reardon said, let's bring in the big boy as Escobar. You see him now entering your frame. He'll hope to play a big role here on this Lima corner. Lima looking for Escobar. Knocked around and loose, and now cleared. Just out to midfield, though, as possession stays with the Frogs. Aravalo looking for Escobar. Leary couldn't quite get that touch. He had an excellent opportunity in the second half outside of his laces. Stung it just wide. Mehalakis, a big step early to make sure Vitigliano didn't get a touch. Always dangerous, Graydon Vitigliano.
Vitigliano did have that big boot that just missed. Again, a lot of weapons up top for this Cold Spring Harbor team. But right now, Reynoso doing everything he can to make sure that nothing gets in there. Both goalkeepers having a great night.
Yeah, Reynoso, a first-year varsity senior, was a JV keeper as a freshman, as a sophomore. There was no room in the inn for him a year ago. 2 senior keepers, no chance to play in the field with that stacked lineup. So Reynoso hit the golf course. But now he's the guy between the sticks trying to win another county championship for Carle Place. Sheridan the return pass. Great defending on this near sideline. How about it, Anthony Maffetone?
Maffetone, a key player in that Oyster Bay, in the Evergreen game. Played really well there. Another guy that can get in the mix on the offensive side.
Stimfel pushes it to that far sideline. Can it be kept in? No, it'll be a throw-in for Carle Place. Lima, attack space, has numbers. Lima, shot blocked. There's an injured Cold Spring Harbor player down, and you can see him there. But Stephen Cope initially opting to let play continue until now, stopping the clock to allow the trainers to come on with 3:41 left in this first overtime session. You see Connor Reardon, the conversation. Look at these last 3 years, right, for Carle Place. Back in 2022, we mentioned it, right, that their first of 2 losses in the regional final. And then last year, 2 years ago, the same in 23, that Spack and Kill PK defeat that you alluded to. And then last year going on and winning it all. What an unbelievable run that was to end a 17-2-2 season.
And Reardon's got a great staff with him. Steve Larino's been there for a long time. Fantastic coach. You also saw in the frame there, former coach Alan Foraker, still involved in the program. He's an admin now. But he had some great years as a Carle Place head coach.
I think the clock never started off of the stoppage, so now it'll be started up.
They'll probably give a little reset indication at some point, so we're all on cue. But again, a great coaching staff over there for Coach Reardon.
Jancic. Ball sent back out to midfield. Look at Escobar pressing against the ball and wins it. Good job, big fella. And now Lima to Leary. And even with the wind disadvantage, Carle Place has had more of the ball in this first overtime period. Nice step by Mehalakis. Now Evan plays it to feet to find Leary. Nice touch by Leary. Leary's trying to get central. The layoff for Costa. The chip into the 18. Headed clear, but right to Leary. Ball bounces around and out. Vitigliano. Little spin move, sends it towards the net. Oh, what a save! Reynoso looked like he just flailed his arms at that. That carries it over.
Yeah, not a late decision, but you could see he thought about jumping, and this is the guy you got to watch out for. My goodness. Beautiful shot, and then Reynoso looked like he was going to jump. He waited, he jumped, and the last second threw the hand up. great timing. I mean, like a delay, but read it perfectly.
Here's Stimful.
Ball's moving all over the place.
Yeah,
down
it's gotta be stationary. Stemful drives it in. The touch, goal line clearance, the rebound in front, and it's sent wide. I think about 3 chances there, Rob.
And it got a little ugly. You know, all these pretty shots and pretty opportunities. Here they muck it up, and that ball just ping-pongs around. The save, defenders getting involved. It's just a mess down there.
Yeah, Jancic had the first shot, and then it bounced around and finally cleared. We're inside the final minute of this first of 2 15-minute overtime periods. And again, the field, and maybe the momentum will also shift, although again, Carle Place is outside of that last chance there. That Reynoso parried out and that scramble in front of the goal. Carle Place has been the better team, I think, in this overtime period. Little step on the ball, and here comes Costa to his left. The service looking for Escobar. That cleared, and that is the end of the first overtime period. They'll put 2 minutes up on the clock. The teams will switch fields, and then it will be Carle Place attacking with the wind at their back, but they've got their keeper, Reynoso, to thank for that. What a save by the first-year senior. The Nassau Class B final will head to a second overtime, tied 0-0, right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Merrill, he's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off X 3 in a row now.
Keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
Well, we head to the second overtime period here at Farmingdale State College. It's the Nassau Class B final between top-seeded Cold Spring Harbor, second-seeded Carle Place. No score. Dylan Butler, Rob Anderson, our entire Varsity Media crew, and it was in this overtime session, right, Rob, I believe, that Carle Place advanced to the final. They're attacking the other side. They won it on the right side of the field when Ryan Leary got his head on that service by Cristiano Costa.
Yeah.
But now they've got the wind at their back.
You said it, going the opposite way, and Leary was the big target. At that time, people were getting the, greasing the poles a little bit. They had 2 goals in at a time, so it was 2-2 at that point, and then 3-2 was the final.
So it'll be Cold Spring Harbor to kick off. Again, they will go from left to right. Ball just served out of touch for a throw in. As I think some of the awards have made their way down to the track, right behind our pitch side cameraman, Ron Pierre. And here's Leary to throw. It'll take a bounce, a touch by Escobar. Taking on a couple of defenders, still on the ball. Nice stuff. And that ball just driven wide. Should a winner not be decided in this second overtime period, we would go to penalty kicks to decide this Class B final.
And always exciting for fans of the game and people just checking in that don't necessarily follow the game. But neither team wants it to go there. They want to settle it on the field while the clock's running.
We had that situation in 2023 in this game. Carle Place and Wheatley played an unbelievable game, 3-3 in that one. And it was Carle Place advancing and winning 3-1 on PKs. In that same year, that's where they suffered that agonizing defeat, then the spack and kill by the same measuring stick, if you will, losing that one 6-5 on PKs after a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, that was a tough L, and again, a huge motivator for the Frogs to become state champions the following year. And Dylan, if we do get to that point, the way both these keepers are going, your bet's as good as mine. Both teams with quality shooters. But it's really, I think it's going to be on the keepers, as long as the ball doesn't fly over the net. Anything on frame, these keepers can get the job done.
Mihalakas plays it this way. Good job in the midfield by Sheridan. He's been outstanding today. He and Ethan Light have been really good. And you can see even there the wind whip up that ball as Donaldson. That was more difficult than it would normally be. Driven up this sideline, and it'll go out for a throw. They won't go for the Leary throw, though. Battle on this near sideline. Jancic sends it back out. This one will bounce to Vitigliano, and he could still challenge for this one. And this ball sent out of touch. And this will be a Leary throw.
So he's not going to be involved in it with getting the header, but he's going to look to try to move this ball down the field into the wind. Chance to, he's telling everybody, go back.
Yeah,
the
keep going.
Yeah.
Curl at the red dodge. That's the way we played street football, right, back in the day. There's the curled throw. The spun throw that was at the edge of the 18.
Makes you wonder what he'd be like as a quarterback, right? I mean, he's getting 66-yard touchdowns, breaking through defenders on the football field.
I mean, he probably, the way that his throw is, he could throw the ball so high in the air, he can then chase it down and be his own receiver.
He might be the first quarterback to use two hands and just chuck it.
Attacking space. Ball sent in, and there's Donaldson.
Good job by Jancic, just to get the ball over him, you know, communicate, and the header.
Donaldson's best work was in that first half when he did have the wind facing him, especially on Leary, making a couple of big saves on Carle Place's target forward.
Getting physical between Lima and Pulse down there. So you got to make sure that there's no frustration in this thing. And so far, I mean, all the contact's been, there's barely been any free kicks, you know, not much going on for a game that's this deep in.
And we go from Luke Pulse then to Xavier Pulse coming up
there you go.
Here tonight, his cousin.
And the hero.
Here it comes for Leary.
Boy, what if Luke finishes this one?
Leary looking for Escobar, takes a bounce in the box. Still loose. What do we got? Still loose. Clipped in, Escobar! Wide.
Again, Carle Place now this time creating the little mucky situation down there, trying to get an ugly one in, but then it gets out. And Escobar with the header that goes wide. But they'll take it any which way right now. If it's pack it inside the 6, get the ball in and confuse the keeper, fine, deflection, any which way they'll take it.
So Ollie Smith in, and he's a guy who scored a big goal on this field in the county semifinals. But now a chance for another Leary throw.
Yeah, one of those 5 really pretty goals against Evergreen. They got to get the ball on the other side of the field if that's going to happen for the Seahawks as the Frogs continue to pound away with the Leary throw-ins, which you notice again, Dylan. There's a lot more of them on this side. For whatever reason, going against the wind, Cold Spring Harbor doesn't keep it on the field.
Bounces in the box. Donaldson stays on his line. Stays alive for Carle Place. And we'll have a throw in for Carle Place and another one, a very dangerous one for Leary.
It looked like there was a conversation there between the AR, Pete Shank, and the center referee, Stephen Cope, to make sure they got that one right. They're all wearing
Leary,
headsets.
only in his 3rd game of the season. Already, though, 2 goals, 2 assists, had 1 and 2, including the winning header in the semifinals. Escobar tries to flick it on, and he's won a corner. Like we said, Carle Place should almost be like, can we, like in football, can we deny? We'll say no to the corner, and we'll take a throw instead. It'll be Costa to do so, or decline, I should say. Decline the penalty.
Yeah, there we go.
Costa, good-looking ball. Had to be tipped over. I thought it took a touch, but they'll say a goal kick.
Yeah, off the crossbar. It looked like it hit just literally the top of the crossbar as he was probably thinking to bend it in there for a goal. At this point, whatever you can get.
Is he too young to have seen Bend It Like Beckham?
I was going to say it, probably. I think all our illusions are going back too far. But that was a good movie.
It was a fun one.
Kind of put the soccer movies on the map.
Yeah, followed by Goal, which was my favorite because it included Newcastle. So a big fan of that one. Vitigliano sends it far side. Will there be someone, as we're 11 on 11, who will play the role of hero tonight? So often this guy has. Leary spins away. Leary! Goal kick for Donaldson.
Seahawks continuing to do a great job on Leary, giving him not much, doing a great job on everybody up top. Not too many quality shots, but when there are, it's that guy, Donaldson, getting the job done.
And another throw in as you see Leary just jogging over there.
Yeah, not much urgency right now, even with the possession. Confident that his team is going to get this thing done as we are under 5 minutes in the second overtime. 105 minutes of soccer in the books.
And I think I would say this about anybody not named Ryan Leary. But you wonder when a guy, like this is only his third game of the soccer season, how match fit is he? Now, again, the asterisk is it's anybody but Ryan Leary because we see how ridiculously fit he is, and he's also in the middle of a football season. So conditioning-wise, you know, certainly he's fine.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's a matter of touch. I do know he was practicing a lot.
Dangerous ball. Again, looking for Escobar, headed out for another corner for Carle Place.
He did show up to a lot of his team's games, his team's practices, so he's had an eye on it, and he does touch the ball. But to your point, definitely well taken. Physically fit. Is there some touch he's still working out?
I believe that's Costa again. There's an injured Cold Spring Harbor player on the turf. And the player will come off as Costa will prepare for this corner.
It's going to be Furukawa, the injured player, hopping off, and it's a shame because he has been absolutely buzzing the entire time. And it's Avila is checking back in.
In-swinger, who gets up in the air, kind of swirled around there for a moment and cleared. Back in, flicked, no problem for Donaldson. Chamyunk. Another throw for Leary.
They have just dominated the possession on this side of the field. Cold Springs Harbor just having trouble trying to move the ball and keep it between the lines.
Leary spins it. Back out, Mehalakis settles. Back to Leary. Plays it on the ground. Shot from distance, that one was blocked. Nunez had the effort. Costa takes a bounce, and now it's cleared, but again, just momentarily. That clearance will just go high in the air and not actually get anywhere. And right now, if you're Cold Spring Harbor, you are defending with 10.
You read my mind. I mean, for a Cold Spring Harbor fan right now, this has to feel like you want to get through the last 2 minutes. Nothing getting across the half mark, unless you want to consider this, but it's been tough sledding.
Costa, what a ball into the box. Headed. Here's Escobar trying to chase it down. Good effort by the big fella, but it'll be a throw for Cold Spring Harbor. So this at least, Rob, gives them a little bit of a chance to push numbers forward and get their long throw specialist involved.
And you see guys stretching their legs. They're tired. This is a team that's feeling it right now in this weather and all the work they've put in. It's also a chance to maybe kill a few seconds.
Man, as we're inching closer to the final minute, will there be a winner here? Big challenge, and a foul was given. Now the clock is continuing to run. Steve Cope hasn't stopped it.
That ball's going to get moved. Maybe not. They're going to count off to 10. This is going to come down to the wire, Dylan. This is a nail biter here.
And it's Stemful to do so. Clock still winding down. That's a lot of time. Although it only takes one chance here for Josh. Three-man wall for Carle Place. Driven, far post. A piece, it's loose, headed just over. And that was Rob Anderson, your chance.
And a good one it was. Stemful with a perfect service. That ball bounced around, and then the header looked like it just hit the top of the dome instead of the forehead. And a massive scoring opportunity in the waning minutes, but no go there.
And this Nassau Class B final will head to penalties. It didn't look like that a moment ago. Look at Reynoso swatting at it. Second ball, header just over by Janik, it looked like. And now it is a penalty kick shootout to determine the Nassau Class B champion. We'll have that when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
I'm back here at Farmingdale State College, the Nassau Class B final. Rob Anderson will be decided via penalty kicks.
And you said it as we head into the PKs. Literally, it was a header that ended the game in regulation time. Well, overtime.
Now, it looks like those, at least, right, there in that circle for Carle Place, those would be your 5 penalty takers. Because the rest of the team, arm in arm, along the sideline. So the question I have for you, I'm going to ask you to put your head coach hat on right now. Where would Ryan Leary, although now they're going to bring out everybody. So if those are your 5 takers, which rounds would you have Ryan Leary take his kick?
Oh, boy. That's a tough call.
You start him right away?
I would. I think I'd go put him in the first spot. I understand.
I'll say one thing. I was going to say you don't want him to not be able to take one.
Right.
You can't save him for the 5th.
Yes, I agreed. Right. Yeah, I'm all about get the job done. You put the guys you trust the most up there, and Leary, Villegas, you kind of have an idea of who's going to be there. Jaron Nunez, most likely.
So now there's Donaldson. So Donaldson in goal. He'll need to stay on his line. And we'll see who the first. Well, actually, first the officials will have the conversation with the goalkeepers. And probably somewhere along the lines here, part of this conversation is you've got to stay on your line as the ball is being kicked. A lot of times you see keepers, Rob, take that kind of jump step and then dive. If you don't have your back foot on that line, that's going to be a retake. And you have Shank there as one of the 2 ARs to keep an eyeball on that.
Yeah, he'll be right down there, as you said, in these tight spots. And we'll see how these goalkeepers handle it. Some of them on their toes, bouncing and moving. But you've got your first shooter stepping up, and they're going with the captain.
Yeah, Lucas Villegas. Round 1 of PKs. They'll take 5. And then we'll see if we need to take sudden death PKs. Villegas, a 3-year starter, a captain, runs hard, and he gets his shot past the diving Donaldson as Carle plays, buries there first.
A great attempt to stop it by Donaldson, but if you're going to beat him, it's going to be at the knees. And perfect placement. Villegas keeping it simple, getting the job done.
And now here's your second taker. And it's Graydon Vitigliano. Reynoso bounces on his line. Vitigliano, goal. Same side. That one higher, but we're 1-1 after the first round.
Well, Vitigliano's as close to you get as money in the bank, and that's a beauty.
And this would appear to be Gavin Lima. It is Lima to take. The sophomore. Which way will Lima go? Puts it high in the air. Donaldson guessed the other way. And you're 2 for 2 right now for Carle Place.
Well, that's the advantage of going first. You can kind of put the pressure on sometimes, and that's exactly what Gavin Lima did, and Donaldson just guessed wrong.
Now stepping up for Cold Spring Harbor, it'll be Josh Stimfel. The senior, 4-year varsity player, 3-year starter. Stimfel long run up off the post. Reynoso guessed the wrong way, but then was aided by his post.
And Stimfel crumples after the shot, elects to go on the ground, and you're right, had him going the wrong way.
Cristiano Costa now. Carle placed a 2-1 edge as we head to round 3. Left-footed shot, that's a goal. Beautiful PK by Cristiano. And now a 3-1 lead and more pressure on Cold Spring Harbor.
You're not kidding. I mean, a beautiful shot there by Costa.
And it will be Jancic to take. Jancic, the junior, spent most of the season as a starting stopper. Jancic, goal. Much needed for Cold Spring Harbor.
You said it. Borderline, you have to do it there because Carle Place would have won on the next one if they finished it, but now a little bit more pressure.
And here he is in round number 4, Ryan Leary.
Yeah, you don't even need to look at the number, just look at the shoulders and you know who's walking up there.
A confident stride by Ryan Leary. An all-state selection as a junior, was the conference player of the year a year ago. Donaldson bounces on his line. Round 4. Leary sneaks it in. Donaldson dove the right way, but clinical by Leary as the edge now 4-2.
And this is it. It is a must-score moment here, or else Carle Place will take it.
And it will be Furukawa to take. Rio Furukawa. He has played as an attacking mid, a defensive mid. Furukawa rolls it in as Cold Spring Harbor stay alive. But at 4-3, if this one goes in, Carle Place will win it. Jaron Nunez, the starting sweeper. This to win the county championship. Nunez! And Carle Place. They win the Nassau Class B championship, make it 8 county titles in a row for the Frogs.
Well, there they are, the celebration in penalty kicks as we get another look, and that's the one that seals the deal. Donaldson giving it a solid effort, but just cannot finish it. And get the crowd up, Nunez is saying, make some noise. And the Cold Spring Harbor Seahawks, a heck of a season, devastated by this one. But they've had a great season, and Dylan, what a game, lots of opportunities. But the Frogs win the tilt.
And it will be Carle Place who survive and advance, as they will take on either Center Moriches or Babylon in the Long Island Championship. That will be November 4th, 7 o'clock at Harbor Fields High School. And you are right, for Cold Spring Harbor, 2009 was their last county championship, their last and their 20th in their program's rich history. And this, for a second straight year, will be a loss to Carle Place in the final. It's going to be, no doubt, a very tough pill to swallow for a senior-laden team.
Yeah, a tough pill for Coach Christian Lynch as well. Class act, got his team ready, had a great game plan, moving Sheridan back. He did his job. Defense did their job. And then it's 5-3 in the PKs.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll bring you the ceremonies here at the end of the Nassau Class B final, won again by Carle Place, right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. Now's your chance to score a touchdown with Varsity Media's ISO video. Video footage that focuses on your athlete only. Perfect for recruiting reels. Spots are limited, so reach out today. Email jeff@varsitymedia.net to book your next ISO video with Varsity Media. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And it's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony! Profeta! Profeta! 1-0, Garden City!
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
I'm back here at Farmingdale State College. You see the victorious Frogs of Carle Place for an 8th straight year. Talk about a dynasty in Nassau small schools. Another county title for Connor Reardon and his guys. Certainly a congratulations goes his way and to his players' way, as we are moments away here from the awards presentation. And if you're tuning in, you're like, hey, wait a minute, isn't Syosset and Herrick supposed to start? Well, no, because we had to go to PKs in the Class B, so that one will obviously be a later start than scheduled. And here's how we got there, Rob Anderson.
Yeah, that was number 5. That was the finisher, 0-0 through 110 minutes of soccer.
Was that a little bit like a little cold here, a little celebration?
Well, that's Leary did it the other night also on his guy. It's like, I don't know if they're loving themselves or what the deal is. We got to find that out because they're hoping for more of that. But there they are, set up for the picture, ready to go.
Yeah, they've been here before. They know exactly how to operate in these situations.
And there will be a runner-up plaque to Cold Spring Harbor, and then the individual medals to the Carle Place Frogs.
Yeah, moments away here from the start of the ceremony. Once it does begin, we will send it down to the field, and you certainly do feel for Cold Spring Harbor. Their season ends. I mean, I think technically they're still considered, right, a co-champion, but no one there is. There's no banner that's going to go up, I'd imagine, in the gym, and certainly they won't feel celebratory tonight after a very heartbreaking defeat. We've said it before, and anyone out there will say you don't want the game decided by PKs. Unfortunately, that's where we're at. We can't play 10 overtime periods, so it's a reality. It's one that has helped and stung both teams in the past. And there you see Al Freeman speaking with Cold Spring Harbor, and I'm sure probably part of that message is you guys deserve to hold your heads up high. You've had an unbelievable season. It was a great run, and certainly a really hard-fought battle here today.
Yeah, I will say that I'll call him Coach Freeman. He's a state representative in Varsity Media staff. He takes a lot of pride in this conversation, to let them know how great a season it was, but that their journeys were hard-fought, and, a lot of them are going to continue next year.
And we will start the ceremony now, and we'll send it down to the fields.
Please come forward to receive their co-champion plaque. Once again for the Seahawks, well done, gentlemen. And now, we will present the championship medals. Each player, once you hear your name is called, please receive your championship medal. Alicio Abatillo, Nicholas Abatillo, Andrew Arevalo, Luke Bernarski, Juan Cavieres, Cristiano Costa, Marco Tapino, Justin Escobar, Lucas Ferreira, Lucas Fernandez, Logan Frame, Adito Gomez, Logan Gomes, Luis Gutierrez, Aiden Kalantarov, Ryan Leary, Brady Lamanza, Gavin Lebo, Joey Lazino, Anthony Mapatone, Ethan Hoffman, Yadil Morales, Jaron Nunes, Zane Omer, Sebastian Reynoso, Chris Rubenacker, Nicholas Scotch, Tristan Suarez, and Lucas Villegas. Once again, congratulations to our 2025 Section 8 champions, the Carle Place Frogs. The Carle Place Frogs will move on to play the Suffolk County champion with a chance to win the Long Island Championship this Tuesday, November 4th at 7 p.m. at Hartfield High School.
And there you see the victorious Frogs of Carle Place with a banner that they know well. For an 8th straight year, they are county champions as they defeat Cold Spring Harbor 5-3 on penalty kicks. We are joined now on the field by Brian Donahue, and he will have the victorious penalty kick taker, Jaron Nunez.
What's your first name again? Jaron? Yeah. All right, we are here with Jaron Nunez, game winner in the PK shootout. When you knew you were coming up 5th, did you feel any pressure? What was going through your mind with that?
Honestly, I was pretty confident. We've been practicing every day after practice, constant penalties. So yeah, I was pretty confident when I went up to take it.
Now, at what point when you were playing in the overtime did you realize it was going to PKs?
Honestly, once we got to the
And that's it from Jaron Nunez. We're going to let him go get dry, and we will see you guys all for the next game here. Syosset Herricks. That's it from the field.
Yeah, I think the ice water bath will end any interview in the postseason. So congratulations to Jaron Nunez and the Frogs. They have won the Nassau Class B championship. And again, we'll show you that winning moment. Here it was, a perfect PK, and the Frogs are leaping forward yet again. They will play in the Long Island Championship on November 4th. What a moment for Jaron Nunez and his teammate. For our entire Varsity Media crew, for our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney, for Ron, Pierre, Tyler Stazak, as well as Rob Anderson, I'm Dylan Butler. Thanking you for joining us here at Farmingdale State College. We look forward to seeing you shortly for the Class AAA Championship right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.